My oh my. Just when you thought the protests and the outrage from yesterday weren't enough, looks like ICE is telling California go F yourself because they're back at it again. This is from the Los Angeles Times. LA immigration raids, 44 people detained. 44 illegal aliens detained. What you need to know. Protesters clashed with immigration. So this is day 2 in California. The protesters clashed with immigration agents Saturday morning at a Home Depot in Paramount. The U.S. Attorney for Los Angeles said Saturday on X that a few operations were planned and that the public should not interfere with them. No shit. You're asking for trouble. You're asking for eventual injury to occur if you keep trying to do some false imprisonment and keep the ICE agents from leaving. Who was detained? 44 people were administratively arrested. That's a way to put it, I guess. And one person was arrested for obstruction because he was an idiot during Friday's immigration action. I added the idiot part there. This was according to Pitts O'Keefe. What a name. A spokesperson for Homeland Security Investigations, which is a branch of ICE. Federal agents executed 4 search warrants related to the suspected harboring of people illegally in the country at 3 locations in central Los Angeles. And by the way, this is going to keep happening. So buckle up, Angelinos. Carlos Gonzalez Gutierrez, Consul General of Mexico in Los Angeles, said that his team has identified at least 11 Mexican nationals who were detained during raids across the Southland. The office is offering them legal services, and he said he is monitoring detention conditions. Well, good for him. So what about that idiot, that SEIU president, the union president who got arrested yesterday? Well, Service Employees International Union California President David Huerta was injured and detained while documenting and interfering with immigration enforcement raid in downtown Los Angeles on Friday. He was treated at a hospital and then transferred to the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA. And he said, "What happened to me is not about me. This is about something much bigger." Yeah, you getting in the way of the rule of law. This is about how we as a community stand together and try to keep injustice alive and well in the U.S. I added that part. He actually said, as a community, stand together and resist the injustice that's happening. The injustice of allowing criminal people who break our laws. And we're just supposed to say, well, who needs borders, right? They're here to stay forever. Anyway, he said, hardworking people and members of our family, not my family, and our community, certainly not my community, are being treated like criminals. We all collectively have to object to this madness because this is not justice. And then, of course, the obligatory many elected officials expressed outrage at the arrest and called for his release. Well, maybe he shouldn't have tried to interfere with arrests of illegal aliens. It never ceases to amuse me how retarded these people actually are. You have 25 to 30 million illegal aliens in the country. And these people are fighting tooth and nail to keep them all here. At some point, the federal government, especially with DJT or Orange Man Bad in the office, Oval Office right now, at some point, the federal government is going to start taking much more extreme measures. They're already in the process of hiring 20,000 new ICE agents. Local police officers are going to want to get involved in this. In fact, let me see if I have this here. Yeah, this, you know, the mayor's out there saying, "Oh, we're not helping ICE in Los Angeles," but they are. And you know, you can't blame the police officers for wanting to get involved. Let's say that this was a rogue set of officers out there, which I can't see how, but let's just say it was. Yeah, of course they want to get involved. They're probably pissed off at these a-holes in California who have been running around lawlessly constantly over the last 10 years, rioting, taking over roads, doing the whole false imprisonment. And what I mean by that is keeping people from leaving, whether through cars. I'm a native from California. I have been caught up in some of these protests, especially the douchebag Palestinian protest, the Free Palestine. These a-holes would block the freeways leading into LAX, which is the big airport in Los Angeles, and they would just simply block the streets, and the cops would just sit there on orders to do nothing, and you'd be there for hours, not able to get in or out, stuck in your car. It was a nightmare. So there's a little bit of schadenfreude here, enjoyment over watching these idiots getting gassed, and I don't feel bad for them. But yeah, here's the LAPD. This was from yesterday, chasing some protesters down in Alameda. Let's watch together. This is glorious. They're sitting there saying, hell no. You're going to leave, you're going to get the fuck out. Because they were trying to surround a federal building. So that's enough of that. Let's see. Yeah, here's the... this is the guy getting...
When we started seeing some sort of smoke.
It was so crazy to watch this yesterday.
Try and keep those people from the gate here. Okay, so here we are. We're in the middle of the street. I love this guy,
here. Peter S.
You can see this one person
is a felony moving violation. Not for the federal government. It's not.
Here, but he's
and frankly, it never should have been a felony. If you're trying to block people from leaving,
and it's really not going to do him any good to be standing there and possibly get ran over by agents. So here they are.
I haven't actually listened to the audio before.
Running alongside with these vehicles, and I'd pretty much guarantee that this SUV is not going to stop. Someone throwing, looks like,
wow.
All right, let me widen out here. Okay, so we saw some eggs being thrown at the vehicle. Now he was just, partly ran over by that SUV.
Oh, we
and
see
there
that
goes, there goes.
Getting up.
Oh, it looks like a bicycle was also struck in the crosswalk here. It's just a dangerous situation. It doesn't,
you know. If
really
you're gonna be an idiot,
leaving, but now we have
if you're gonna be an idiot, you're gonna f around. You're gonna find out. I mean, there's one thing to protest. That's fine. That is your right. But blocking streets, kidnapping people, falsely imprisoning them by not letting them leave, which is what a lot of these douchebags do. There needs to be long prison sentences to follow for anyone that you pick up and capture here. I have no sympathy. You can't have a functioning society and allow this sort of behavior to continue. Let's see what Mayor Karen Bass had to say about all of this.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants.
Meaning whether or not they are illegal aliens.
Hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
This is only just beginning, mind you. This sort of stuff is only just beginning. ICE is going to be ramping up. They're already planning on bumping it up to about 3,000 arrests per day. And my guess is once you have the new 20,000 ICE agents, and probably more coming in, and the adding of local police forces, don't be surprised in a day not too far from here, that number goes up to 5,000, 6,000 a day, then 7,000 a day, and eventually 10,000 a day. Because if you're trying to deport, let's say 12, 13 million, which is still not enough. At 10,000 a day, you're looking at 3.6 million per year. And that would get you closer to that 12 million number that you would need before Trump would leave office. This is only just beginning. The Trump administration is not going to back down. But to keep this from escalating to bloodshed, which at some point somebody's going to get hurt. You have these lunatics posting on social media. The reports I saw were Facebook. People were using Facebook to say, they're going over here. That's why you're seeing these squads of idiots coming out there trying to stop ICE. It's not going to stop them. You're not going to stop the federal government from finally, after all these decades enforcing